Just fiddling around in the garage a little bit. Threw on the front bumper on the Eclipse, and then yeah, I had enough room in here to not have to put it on casters to slide it all the way over. Actually kind of got it maneuvered to where I can kind of shimmy in without jacking it up, put on casters, sliding it over. So here we are. So we got the bumper on. Ooh, I gotta tighten these yet. But 2 bolts up here, 2 bolts over here, and then the splash shield just kind of zip tied in there because they're usually held with clips. But yeah, it's on. This is all just plastied it, but it's super thin, so it's really hard to rub off. So it's gonna take a little bit of TLC to kind of make it clean again. So, and then I do want to find some fog lights here because, oh, maybe we didn't. I thought we made the intercooler piping to where it would actually clear the fog lights, but that doesn't look like the case. Right there's that intercooler pipe. So it's kind of right in the way. Yeah, same thing with this side. So, okay, well maybe I'll try to find some like flat panels to kind of put in there. Kind of finish it off. But yeah, so that's it for tonight. Just tinkering. Okay, this is ridiculous. I literally just pulled it back in from being outside. The bumper was on. Oh, Jesus. Nope, there it sits. I should straight up make bumpers out of steel and weld them to the chassis. Christ. I'm gonna try to fit the 240 17s on here, the wheels. I will be going to 18s next year with the 240. So I still do like the style of these wheels. I'm like, well, if I'm not gonna get anything for them, I might as well put them on here. So we're gonna see how the fitment is. We got some 225 45s. They're trashed, so they're just kind of up for test fit to see what tire sizes will fit. But they are way less meaty than these. So as you can see, you got that one, and you got that. So we'll throw them on, get a little bit more wheel to tire ratio, which I think will really make it look good. So I'm gonna give that a rip. Okay. We got the 17s on, and what a difference. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm definitely gonna be moving to these. Here. Yeah, that is way better. Let's see. Actually, let me change the perspective. So this front tire here is flat. It ended up being on cords, but it's only 225 45 I have. And there's that one. It fits super good, no spacer. I'm probably gonna have to trim that rear one, but I'm not all the way down with the jack because the front tire is flat and the car is pretty low. So I'm hoping that tucks up a little bit better. As for here, like, yeah, that looks super good. I'm pumped on that. I really wish I could drop the front one, but I have a feeling it's going to be about the same as that, if not maybe a tiny bit higher, just because this is a steer tire. So we do have a little bit of clearing to do. It's pretty tight right here, so I will probably end up trimming that out, sealing it up. They're already kind of rolled, but not quite enough. So I'll roll that out. No, I'll cut it out. And then I think, yeah, this is all solid back here. There's not like a splash shield or anything. So I'll just cut that out, round it out nice and pretty, be good there. And then this fender needs some work. He went pretty, the guy that had it before went pretty gnarly on a turn or something and hit a bump pretty fast at whatever angle it was at, and then hit that pretty good and grabbed a little bit here. You got a little dent there. full bat there. So yeah, pretty pumped on that. Gonna take at least this front wheel off. I'll take them both off probably, but now I know kind of what size tire I need to be hunting for. So yeah, really excited about these wheels. Well, now I can actually use these wheels, like I said, instead of selling them. I can just use them on here, which is, I think they look awesome on here. Way better than these girls. 16-inch, all the meat in the world. 245 biddies. So yeah, on to the next project. All right, we got a wideband for the DSM. So we're gonna slowly put it in. Well, not slowly, we're gonna put it in. Might take a little bit because I can't move the car here. It's the starter's being a little bit temperamental, so it'll start sometimes it won't. I gotta have someone here to hit the starter, but that's just what it is. I just gotta get it replaced. Oh, it's a short guy. It's a stubber. Ooh, I might have to do some adapting to fit in that hole there. That hole's a little bit bigger than the actual gauge itself. So, okay, we got our wideband harness, and we've got the power and everything for the gauge, power ground, all that stuff. There's the sensor. It's the Bosch. What is it again? Well, they don't. They took it off. There we go. I don't remember what it is again, but I bought one of these before. They're a little bit cheaper than buying them through AEM, but I just want to get the whole package deal. It was fair price. So, oh, cool, a sticker. Like I don't have enough of those. Instructions. Okay. Oh, and we got an O2 bung. Sick. Dope. Get after it. Okay, so I kind of gave up on the wideband installation. Number one, I can't move the car, and so I can put it up on 2x4s and then jack it up. Number two, I don't really have the right tools with me right now. I need a pretty good hole saw, and then a step bit for mounting or for installing the O2 bung. So, but regardless, I've got. I made this template to make out of metal or aluminum, and then I'm going to, well, first I'm going to cut the hole in the aluminum and then cut all this out, and then I'm going to put it right there so it'll kind of fill the hole again. Well, not fill the hole, it'll take up the leftover space for a gauge, you know, whatever that 52 millimeter or whatever, so I can at least mount it to that spot. I want it to look, you know, as clean as possible here. So got that set up for tomorrow to do. And then I just took some, so that whole front bumper stuff with the Plasti Dip, I just tried something out. I just used some brake cleaner and just paper towels, and it came out. So got it all pretty. Then I kept kind of going with this side fender, but now I understand why. He kind of texturized it. This bumper's been through some life. As you can see, we got all these stress cracks in the paint, and I do not remember them being, and of course that re-broke. I fixed that previously, but now it re-broke, so there must have been some good amount of pressure because the bottom is still intact. You can see that the bottom is pretty much still intact. But yeah, it's been through some stress. Obviously all this here, because this lip is, you know, so thin and not really supported. But yeah, it's pretty rough. So Oh no, I do still think that it looks cleaner than that crap that was on it. So she's a good 10-footer. Just a quick glance at the front bumper. Like, oh yeah, looks good. And look away. So that's kind of it for tonight. So I'll catch you guys back up later. Things have changed. Starter is definitely not, or is definitely getting worse. So I'm gonna pull that and get it rebuilt. All right, still gonna pull it. Where do you think we're going? We're not going anywhere. Not for a while. All right, we got it out. It's a little bit of a challenging place or a spot, but we got it. I don't know if that's supposed to make noise. Another couple chunks. We'll see. We'll bring it in, get it rebuilt. All right, so as you could tell there, that bearing with that intermediate shaft is completely busted off. Or not busted, it's just no more bearing left. So, gonna get a whole new axle for this driver's side and hang this up correctly. So the reason why I failed is you could probably see, but there was no bolt on the inside. You can't see, but there was one of the bolts were missing for the carrier, for the support. So, and it was missing a spacer because usually there's like an AC bracket back there, or maybe a power steering pump bracket, something back there. But regardless, it was missing, so something needed to take the space back up so it wouldn't be, you know, tweaked. The bearing or the carrier wouldn't be like all tweaked up. So looks like it came back without a bolt and without the spacer. So found a correct length bolt. So now I got 2 of them here, and they both should be good in length. And then I'm gonna drill this out for a spacer. This should be perfect. It's a pretty perfect size. So I'm gonna drill that out. Eventually rip out the axle here. I don't know exactly when I'll be able to, but that and the starter, and it's starting to become a money pit. All right, just doing some more tinkering. Shortened up this vacuum line that went from the intake to the valve cover, and then threw a fuse to this relay because I don't know why I forgot, but I got a 30 amp fuse there now. Where's it? Right here. Yeah, so threw a 30 amp fuse in between the constant power and that relay. Threw some caps on these things before I had them just wrapped up with electrical tape just on that first startup stuff. So I decided I better tackle it first before I forget about it. Kind of like my trackside fixes on the 240, got to do all those. And then we're gonna. This bearing is just shot. There's a lot of play in it. Oh yeah, I did explain this, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, well then I'm gonna have to talk about that again. But I got all the hardware here for it. I got my spacer, and then got my 2 bolts here. So once I get some more time, I'm gonna move the car to the center of the garage and rip out that axle. I'll go pick one up first, and then I'll replace it. That way I can get it all done in one shot and not have the 240 sit out overnight. I got the starter out. I got my gauge here so I can test fit some hole saws at work. Then I got my template for this section. Got the starter ready to drop off at Reds. And that's really it. Little by little. Why do you do this to me? do a little half turn, and we're all over the yard. Come on. All right. It's only like 5:30 and it's already dark outside. Ugh, this is gonna suck. Winter time. But yeah, okay, so got the gauge in. So I just used a little template on metal and just kind of sealed it up with silicone. And yeah, works plenty good. So, good to go. Time to throw it in the car, wire it up, maybe starting the O2 placement and welding that bung in. So maybe we'll kind of get started on that too. Okay, I got a little bit of ambition under my ass and actually finished installing this wideband. Okay, we got that in there, all tidied up, all tied together. Got power on ignition. And then we actually put it right there. So there's the turbo, come down here, right there. So it's about, I'd say from the turbo, God, what is that? The exhaust wheel, whatever you want to call it. It's probably about 16 inches away from that last part of the exhaust component. They said to go about 18 inches, but as you can see, I got the flex pipe there, and then it gets kind of difficult. You kind of want this at like a 10-degree angle aimed down so the moisture can drain out, I guess. That's what the instructions said, but I don't know. But I think it'll read fine there. It'll be good. Try to give it a little bit of a downward angle. Yeah, so I guess I'll give a little run here. The starter is out of it, so I can't actually start it up. There we go, it heats up. That's kind of hard to see. There we go. Yeah, that's where it is. So yeah, pretty pumped on it. One more thing to wipe off on the list. All right, we got the starter back. They did say that the solenoid was malfunctioning, so got it all rebuilt. It was like 80 bucks, so deal. So I'm gonna throw this in. All right, we got the starter in. It's all tightened up. Let's see what we got here. Turn this on. Hey. Okay, well that didn't work out because that little top spade connector, if you can't see it, this one fell off as I was installing it. And I installed it beforehand because it sucks to get at, obviously, when I'm bolting it in. So let's give it a shot now. Still, come on. Well, gonna check that out now. Hang on, ladies and gents. Okay, one more time. So this little connector right here doesn't have a very good clip, and when I was messing around down there, I unclipped it. And that, I believe, is power, or solenoid signal wire power for the solenoid. So this should do it. Beautiful. Now let's see what this ends up doing. Actually, let's let it warm up. All right, sorry, I hit a button. So it's done warming up. Oh. Come on, baby. Oh. Let's make sure we're not leaking shit. Okay, we're not. Oh, there's my wrench. Come on, old girl. She's been quiet for a while. Okay, so it's actually a little, okay, it's working its way towards, okay, maybe that's a problem on startup. Oh boy, what are you doing? Oh boy. So it is a cold startup. Okay, maybe just needs time to adjust. Oh, okay. So maybe the EEPROM ECU is kind of figuring out where a good air-to-fuel ratio is, because it does have the stock injectors, stock O2 sensors in. So maybe the ECU is reading that it gets a little bit lean, a little bit rich. So it's sitting at 14.7 to 15 now. So, but that'll all be fixed up once I get a DSM link in here and bring it to somebody. I'm hoping to bring it to SRD. Hopefully they can do some stuff to it. So, but yeah, she starts with the starter. So I did find a couple of other more stuff missing and stuff that needs to be done. There's a missing bolt right there, if you can see it. There we go, shining right on. That's part of the intake manifold. And then that gasket right there is just a leaking. You can kind of see stuff. See all that crap moving? Yeah, that's from the air coming out of that gasket. So, other thing there, you can see it's kind of ticky down there. I'm hoping that's just the leaky manifold, or the leaky downpipe gasket. So, on to the next thing. Okay. Yep, this is my stool. Okay, so we found the right bolt for that hole. Found the right length, found the right thread pitch, same size. Boom, roasted, done. So all good there. Now I am, that's really gonna bug me, that downpipe gasket. So I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna take that puppy off right there and see if I can get a gasket. Yeah, so I'll just leave it apart, then call around. Okay. That's a good one. Okay.